about smoking. And I have so much cares we must have to stop an addict. In first, we must make substitutions from moments that will let a space and the act. I smoke now and more 5 minutes I will make this. I suggest you smoke and more 5 minutes. Read something interesting in high voice, not so high, normal voice. For 5 minutes make this. Another 5 minutes you smoke again. You will search, but habits, interacts, you make this addiction. Until left so far, one act to another. We will start to broken these 3 circles. Will and act. We will turn this act so far, one from another. And the desire will diminish, will be short with clarifying your minds with truth arguments. Without truth arguments, no one will have reason to stop to addiction. These truth arguments and serious arguments is what? Reborn in a new dimension, but with a jail by obsessors that will enslave us. Second argument, you will feel a strong necessity without this body, gross body. Your perispirit will be open to feel strong necessity to addiction. You don't will get control this there, and you will, how a vampire, get something to make this solve the smoke and venenos of the smoke. With great pain and all your body cause the ulceration that venenos will left in your perispiritual body. If you are a good person, if you help other persons, pay attention. If you are not selfishness and pride only, this will permit your parents guard you when you arrive there and go to an hospital there. But the pain you will feel, no one will can retire this, because it's in your spiritual body. And second, you will feel the necessity and don't will be make this there. Don't have how sustain an addiction. The other side don't is possible. Is still in bad place. Then what happened? They come to this planet, serve how vampires, other addictions. And I think alcohol is more dangerous, but smoke is dangerous too. Because if you smoke minute by minute, is not, you lose the control. Then they are using you how live cigarette is this. The reality is this. Then all effort you start making in this world to let much far one act from another in addict will be your salvation. Don't have important. Don't think that, oh, my body more than 30 years make this. For God, don't have this. I saw people incarnated cure cancer, malignous cancer, to doctor give to this person 3 months. And the fact this person starts to help another person, make his cancer disappear. But people have a great defect. These people are so rich and have afraid to be without people that were simple people from the world. These people don't accept it. People with less money. Is this. Then these people stop to go to the center that cure his cancer and disappear. 1 year or 6 months later, people from the Spiritist Center was informed that this woman were dead cause cancer returned. Because he started to work inside her selfishness and pride. It was selfishness and pride that killed her. And then, if you have this act to help others, still you have addiction, you will be received and you will have protection from the spirits in other dimensions. Until you pass for this abstinence in hospitals there. But it depends you helping people here. The money there is not money, not your house you give the present to other religion. This will not help you. What will help you in another dimension is your help that you are giving to others. In first. Second, try to help yourself and accept. And try to stay great space to one act to another. Until, if you can, eliminate this of your life. Will pass years, not the suffering, no, suffering will pass. I think I was smoking too 40 cigarettes per day. And I was stopped one time because I was tired, my mind don't have focus. I was feeling me how a bad person. And I left the one time. More late, I returned it, smoked because my ex-husband smoked too. But I stopped it again and never more I tried this. I passed 15 years ago with attachment of asthma. Never more I want this. Is unsupportable. The less of air. You make this, but air don't enter. Don't go inner you. Is this. And if you don't have medicine, you dead in the same hour, in the same minute. Nevermore I wanted this. I don't more smoking in this time. This was result of my past. I start to take medicine, of course, homeopathy and allopathy, the two. Homeopathy will in profound cause, emotional cause. And allopathy will, in superficie, minimize the pain. Open your brains. I don't know, it's brain is in the head. Open it here to you. Put oxygen inside, but with this. Nevermore after I start to swim. Today I can make in 30 minutes 1 kilometer. And nevermore take no one medicine. No one. But I ever take the trauma, I ever take this in my my cases, I ever to prevent, but never more I use this, never more. I make this effort. We must suffer to retire this in our life, because we will continue living and so much better than now. I consider this reason the first to eliminate this now with all suffering. It's better suffer here than the other side. The other side is impossible to control this. The agony, no. It's the same if I don't control this, to be this way for years. Because there I don't will that. Can you realize this? I never will that and will suffer. Can you imagine this agony? And no one can help you because it's inside you. Can you imagine this? Passing by suffering without never that. This is a hell. And who created this hell? Us, all of us. Trying to resolve easily emotional problems. And all depends from your conscience with God. Maybe you still start making this to don't make other bad things more bad than this. God will take this in consideration, of course, and will help you now, giving you real reasons, showing the reality after this. Only this can convince someone to have strong to stop here, not there, not there. Then I will read to you in English now, because I read this in Portuguese. The question, the follow question from the last life. How do you explain this obsessive nature of smoking, which you describe as a brain or a lord in aspas that dominate us through the addictions to smoking? The answer from Ramatis. Do you want clear proof of the obsessive action of smoking? I reflected that the inveterate smoker can resign himself to spending a long time without eating, and sometimes even without drinking, but he loses control and despairs due to the lack of cigarettes. The lack of satisfaction from this addiction leaves him completely anguished, imagine there, with his psyche in a state of uncontrollable excitement. Your desire is terribly obsessive to smoke. And this obsessive and hiding action of tobacco intensifies as the individual becomes careless about his psyche, coming after opening the doors of his will to such an undesirable waste. Little by little, the smoker is no longer satisfied with 10 or 20 cigarettes a day. He then increases the amount to 30 or 40 or more, becoming more and more addicted, but never satisfied. So he tries to reduce the toxic action of smoke by means of modern filters, special cigarette holders, or devotes himself to the use of an elegant pipe, deceived by the harmlessness of the fragrant smoke cunningly manufactured for commercial purpose, to disguise its harmful effect. And so the smoker creates around himself a ridiculous environment that would make the old tobacco chew and chiefs with envy. To meet the relentless demands of Lord, entre aspas, tobacco, the smoker spends parts of his savings on purchasing cigarettes. He is often irritated due to the faulty automatic lighter, which sometimes lacks fuel and sometimes requires a new lighter. When you smoke a pipe, when you leave home, carry an appropriate case to store the instruments of Holocaust to the tobacco god. Equip yourself with a pipe cleaner, a tobacco tin, or take with you a cigar cutter, an uncomfortable cigarette case, or a handful of cigarettes holder filters. Let me search some. Now it's better. This. He devotes himself to the use of an elegant pipe, deceived by the harmless of the fragrant smoke cunningly manufactured for commercial purpose, thing, this grease, its harmful effect. And so the smoker creates around himself a ridiculous environment that would, let me put this way, would make the old tobacco chewing chiefs with envy. Let me return this, and let me make this. I turn more great the letters to be so easy to read. To meet the relentless demands of Lord, in aspas, tobacco, the smoker spends part of his savings on purchasing cigarettes. He is often irritated due to the fault automatic lighter. I read this, which sometimes lacks fuel, sometimes require new lighter. I remember the isqueiro in Portuguese, so beautiful, and I have one that was so beautiful to have. Is so cool to have those mark of this. In Portuguese is isqueiro. When you smoke a pipe, when you leave home, carry an appropriate case to start the instrumental of holocaust to the tobacco god. Equip yourself with a pipe cleaner, a tobacco tin, or take with you a cigar cutter, an uncomfortable cigarette case, or a handful of cigarette holder filters. The cigarette case have ones from gold, so beautiful, some of them. When faced with the prospect of a trip, a picnic or a visit, the first thing that worries you is smoke. If it's missing, sacrifice will not matter, because if necessary, the smoker will travel to the city. Miss lunch or underestimate the nutritious supper, but in no way will he risk missing out on the inseparable enhancer of the addiction that dominates him. I remember one time, let me see. I remember one time my ex must buy a great box of various, was in box 4,000 cigarettes. Let me see. 4,000 cigarettes. He don't want only 20. He want buy, is a quote of him, 400 cigarettes. And I don't would had money to buy bread and milk to coffee break. I will pass without this to him by 400 cigarettes. What is this? I never remember. I never forget this. This act made me think seriously in all situation I was living with him. Not to pass one day without a coffee break, of course, no. But how important the people can give to something that are destroying itself. Itself was being destroyed by this. With anesthesia is the same way. Those movies, do you remember? The movie that was made to Tom. He is, I don't know nor say about him, but he made a movie from this, a control. And all time they don't want to see a situation of his father's talking. His wife make a reclamation, your sons and daughter. All problem, he appear the control. And your life started to go more, so much more fast. This is what cigarette make in our life. He make a great anesthesia. We never will be capable to feel other or the situation the way this require results to going good. The cigarette function, how this? Oh, I don't get this. Oh, I don't support see this. Your life will, until you wake up in floor with attachment from aneurysm, cerebral aneurysm. Is this part of film? I don't will count the rest of the movie. You go there and see this movie. But it's exactly this addiction make with our life. I don't like this. I don't want thinking this. Is this? It's the same way. Sorry. Don't have importance is if it's a chic cigarette or a cigarette from being from corn, that people use the leaves of corn to erode the herb. Is this? Let me go to lecture. Oh, I left the sign from out of why I was let. But in no way will the risk missing out of the inseparable enhancer of the addiction that dominates him, passively submitting to this imponderable obsessor who controls his psyche, his soils, his clothes, carpets, towels, and bedding, with ash leaving his nicotinized mark on the places where he roams. Every now and then he runs to the beginning of a fire. I think I don't read this. If it's missing sacrifice, because this I count about me. If it's missing sacrifice will not matter, because if necessary the smoker will travel to the city, will spend money to buy the cigarettes without eat and give food to other. If it's missing sacrifice will no matter. Miss lunch or underestimate the nutrition supper, but in no way will he risk missing out on the inseparable enhancer of the addiction that dominates him. I think it's not tobacco. Is in, in place of tobacco, we will think anesthesia is the necessary anesthesia in past the life without you feel. This don't imagine what it represents in agony to spirit when arrive in other dimension. Every now and then he runs to the left at the beginning of a fire, the origin of which was the carelessness in throwing the lit match, which fell on the luxurious armchair, or the cigarette butt that fell on the carpet or tablecloth. Even the disinherited tapera can be destroyed by fire due to the addiction to smoking and the use of the firebrand, which the countryman lights is caipira. According to statistics from insurance companies, fires are a third. I was searching this word today. Fire are a third of the fault of heavy smokers. There is no doubt that this harmful habit can only be obsessive in nature and makes the smoker lose even his logical sense of prudence and endangers his own life. The fire, put fire in all things, please. My God. The smoker who loses his mental control as the tobacco burns between his careless lips is already obsessed, despite wanting to exempt tobacco from any offensiveness. How many smokers, when it's time to rest in their friendly bed, are distressed to find that they are missing their cigarette, to the point that they don't hesitate to face bad weather or late nights to go out in search of their cruel brain. As soon as the coffee goes down in their stomachs, their addiction already makes them want to smoke. As soon as they leave the bed covers for the usual dental hygiene, the pack of cigarettes from the beside table is the first object to be passed into their pajama pocket. Pajama. And have a music from Tom Jobim that say about this word pajama. We have been aware that great men also smoked. Is a question from Ercilio, the medium. We have been aware that great men also smoked. Lord Byron himself considered tobacco a sublime opportunity, and Bulwer Lytton, a great novelist and poet, also smoked, ensuring that tobacco is an excellent calmer for the nerves. Is this, I say, is an anesthesia, a type of anesthesia. From all life, you will continue be making anesthesia. And How do you explain this fact? Ercilio asked to Spirit Ramatis. He answered, many of so-called great men of art, earth, although you excel admirably in the scientific, academic, and artistic sectors of your world, you can still fall victim to dangerous passions and become slaves of the lower astral world. What man knows least about is himself, and about this you cannot have any doubts. The greats of spirituality are almost always the humblest of earth, remaining free from any vices or things that could enslave their spirit to the yoke of animal passions. They aren't only humble, heroic, or helpful to others. Alexa, desliga. When incarnated, but also very zealous for their spiritual integrity, as there are no privileges in the evolutionary course of the soul towards its sidereal happiness, but to each one according to his works. Even when some inveterate smokers are creatures of noble feelings, they are not exempt from the harmfulness of tobacco in their perispirits and the vicious desire after bodily death. Then no one are free from felt this, okay? Still are noble feelings inside this person. Question. We have also read elsewhere that even Rudyard Kipling, the renowned author of the wonderful poem If, in addition to being an inveterate smoker, used to say that a good cigar, even if it only lasts half an hour, envelopes us in incomparable smoke. Doesn't it seem worthy of consideration that such talented brains hold tobacco in such high regard? It's a question. Doesn't seem worthy of consideration that such talented brains hold tobacco in such high regard? Ramatis answer, although such a concept may have come from as intelligent spirit as Kipling, where is still a visible contradiction between the inspired man who wrote the admirable poem If, and the common man who adapted to the circumstances of the world. Nevertheless, praised smoking. The difference is the state of mind of the man who composed the unforgettable poem If is quite large compared to that of the fleshman, in parentheses, fleshman, who later phrased the supposed pleasure granted by the unparalleled harmful smoke of a cigar. The very philosophical content of this poem is an affirmation that The true man is one who completely frees himself from the conventions of the world. The poems say this. From the shy and addicted mentality of the people, and rises above all human vicissitudes and conditioning. We therefore remember the precious warning of another consecrated spirit in the world, Peter, in Bible, when he says, "For everyone who is defeated is also a slave to the one who defeated him. Without a doubt, he who is overcome by tobacco will obviously also be a servant." Other questions. Furthermore, among medical authorities, we'll finish soon. Inveterated, smoking, some doctors, no. This is what happens with the addiction to smoking, where even medical opinion, no, isn't the interest of such cunning spirits increasingly develop the vicious reign in the world. No, I don't read this. Oh my God, the very philosophical content in this poem. Yes. Furthermore, what do you tell about it? Furthermore, among medical authorities themselves. Yes. There is a disagreement regarding this issue of smoking, as some claim that smoking is harmless to the body, while others, however, even took the danger of lung cancer and other dangerous diseases which can be tired by smoking. What do you tell us about it? Furthermore, among medical authorities themselves, there is disagreement regarding this issue of smoking, as some claim that smoking is harmless to the body, while others, however, even took the danger of lung cancer and other dangerous diseases which can be tired by smoking. What do you tell us about it? Unfortunately, your humanity is still guided by, pay attention, by subverted concepts and sophisms inspired by addicted spirits. A fear then from the shadows who nourish all sorts of whims and imprudence for the earthlings indifferent to their spiritual destiny. They don't want to know if we'll make vampirism in you. They don't give the better importance to you. You will only see how a cigarette, a human cigarette, is this. Unfortunately, it's in the interest of such cunning spirits to increasingly develop the vicious reign in the world they left. From the shadows who nourish all sorts of whims and imprudence for the earthlings indifferent to their spiritual destiny. It's in the interest of such cunning spirits to increasingly develop the vicious reign in the world they left, as in this way the incarnates themselves will serve as docile instruments to satisfy their sick desires, that were interrupted with the death of the physical body. Then they saw confusion and subvert the warnings of spiritual mentors, seeking to contradict sensible opinions among men regarding common vices. This is what happens with the addiction to smoking, where even medical opinion on the object varies and favorable and unfavorable judgments are divided, making people doubt the harmful effects of tobacco poisons on the delicate nature of the human organism. Although a simple laboratory test is enough to reveal the aggressive nature of the alkaloid nicotine, which exists profusely in tobacco, the fact is that most doctors smoke and care for their clients with fingers yellowed. I remember we passed lemon with sodium bicarbonate and to retire the yellow match of fingers. Clients with fingers yellow, they care. Clients, doctors, with fingers yellowed by the same nicotine, or are barely able to squeeze the familiar clearing of the throat of the inveterable smoker. Consequently, the scientist, the doctor, or the wise man addicted to smoking or other, I accrescent this, will not be able to give an opinion on the convenience or inconvenience of smoking, of course. Because if he has not yet been able to free himself from the pernicious addictions, he also does not have enough merit to impose a sensible scientific clarification. Is the bad conclusion, but it's truth. Some doctors claim that human body creates sufficient resistance to neutralize the harmful effects of smoking. What do you say? Ramatis answer, naturally, you are not unaware of the violent reactions that occur in smokers who are not yet accustomed to tobacco when upon smoking their first cigarette. It causes terrible symptoms of poisoning and force the body to mobilize the most desperate resources to urgently produce defensive antioxidants against tobacco poisons. I remember the first time I made this. It was an explosion in my mind. I, for a bit, don't talk bad in floor. I was with various colleagues, teenagers, women, and I have afraid to say to her that I don't got the result. I was passed so bad. Then I don't show nothing and continue. But the fact that the human organism, no, is in another place, oh my God. Without a doubt, as man becomes addicted and increasingly increases the number of cigarette he smokes daily, it's certain that this body is forced to mobilize greater defenses until the smoker ends up as smoking. For me appear now an image, a man putting money in a great fire to fire. Is this you are putting your life in this fire and your money to fire? Is this? Please, I made this. I ever will remember how much time I was making this. And until the smokers ends up smoking without immediate danger. The number of cigarettes he smoked daily. It is certain that his body is forced to mobilize greater defenses until the smoker ends up smoking without immediate danger. A load of nicotine capable of killing 10 men, see this, 10 men who abstain from tobacco. 50, while about 50 milligrams of nicotine is enough to kill a first-time smoker, the addicted smoker can tolerate up to 120 milligrams. 120 milligrams a smoker can sustain, and others that start while about 50 milligrams of nicotine is enough to kill a first-time smoker. The addicted smoker can tolerate up to 120 milligrams without fatal consequences, given his trained defensive conditioning against smoking. Is a poison that are so slow detoning the perispirit. But the fact that the human organism always finds its organic defense mobilized for bolder and permanent resistance does not prove the harmlessness of the toxic substance of tobacco, since this commendable defense of the organic network is only carried out through the costly expenditure of forces and energies that are stolen from other regions of the physical body and leave it weakened against other outbreaks of more dangerous illnesses. When during the war and to face any dangerous offensive, the military command orders a desperate concentration of forces at a single point on the threatened border, it's obvious that the rest of it is at the mercy of any more daring bandit. This also happens with organic defense, which are mobilized by nature against the poisons of smoke, because while it spends its reserve neutralizing large dose of nicotine, the organism is at the mercy of microbes and viruses from any other illness. And the regimentation of these energies to combat the nicotine from smoking then forces the body to establish new chemical process, which weaken and burden other organic needs. The last question from today. What is the opinion of the spirits in your sphere regarding the addiction to smoking, the smoking of the part of our humanity? And first, I want to remember in this test, they mentioning the indigenous. Indigenous don't have the same body that we have. Because if indigenous have the same body we have, they don't survive in the middle of the forest. Sorry. It's this. It's not all time they put meat in fire. It's not all time they make this. They eating grass roots. They eating some of things in natural state. Then we say, oh, indigenous have great health. They have a body to those environment. It's not the same civilized man. See what the civilized using this smoking habit are making with this body. And we are free to choose this. We are free, but we are not free to results of this. Nor here, nor after here, because all part of people addiction think, grace of God, with that I will be free, will not exist, I'm free. No. Is after this life will start your hell. Is this, the reality is this. Don't make illusion, don't have illusion, please. Don't have illusion. All addiction will take a part of you to zero conditions. All addict will make this. Addict to food. Addict to don't be with focus. I have someone this. Addict to talk bad of other. Addict to calumny other, and have so much other types of addiction. We must observe our mind, our talk, our feelings. Don't use anesthesia to your feelings. Don't make it. Because more late in another dimension, you will don't control this. You control here with this body. Then use this opportunity to eliminate more part you can get. More part you can get. Go eliminating this to your health, to your happiness, to your peace. What is the opinion of the spirits in your sphere regarding the addiction to smoking on the part of your humanity? It's evident that in your sphere we don't cultivate this depressing addiction. But we recognize there that smoking, in addition to the psychic damage caused in the beyond the grave, is a slow poison that damages the physical body on earth. In addition to nicotine, tobacco contains dangerous poisons that are easily identified in laboratory analysis, including tannic, poison: tannic, pectosic, malic, nitric, oxalic, acids, ammonia, nitrogenous, extracts, and other offensive substances. In its smoke, one can notice the presence of hydrocyanic acid, itself more or less on the basis of 0.10 grams per 20 grams of analyzed tobacco. The heavy smoker also inhales a certain amount of poisonous gas in the form of carbon oxide, which, although absorbed in small quantities, it also requires the mobilization of other important body defenses. And this is for today. I don't will read nothing more about smoke, only for other week. I don't read before because I was with great influenza. Here I was with pain, and now I'm good because I take vitamins, I take complements to food, that vitamins that don't have in my food. I take this from Herbalife. Because Herbalife, I have confidence. 7 years more or less I use it. Never appear no one collateral effect in this I take. Nor pain in stomach, nor pain in other digestive organ. Not pain in this. Is a good aliment, and made by more than 3,000 nutritionists from all world. Then it's not a shopping. I will send it to you, but I recommend because I use it and I know that other vitamins from my pharmacy for me cause pain in the stomach after 30 days eating this. Then I stop it with medicine from pharmacy with vitamins. Sorry, I don't take this because my stomach don't get this. Only Herbalife. Then I eat Herbalife. And it's not so expensive vitamins, no. With a good expense is the shake, but not vitamins, not Estacal. From calcium, I eat this. But calcium, not so much, because I have a time that I starting have cambria in my legs. I make short the dose of Estacal and disappear the cambria. Is this excessive? Is bad. Then you must control this for your body. I control this for mine. And now I don't felt nothing more. No one cambria is marvelous. And you, if you have addict, eat vitamins to take short the work your body are making to defend you. And take calcium. Is necessary to people that smoke. Calcium and D vitamin. In this capsule from Herbalife have 23 vitamins. It's marvelous. I never Since I started 7 years ago, take this, nevermore appear no one sick in me, no one. Then it's marvelous. The the custom benefits is marvelous, marvelous. And this is what I must say to you. Don't be uh, crazy by this, cause it's only to have a motive in your head. People only have addiction because don't have motive to don't make this. They think they will that and finish. Oh, I'm free. No, sorry, it's not this way. Sorry to say this. You don't will that, only the body. You will take this agony to don't can resolve your addiction without cigarettes there, without alcohol there, and food. Please, people that are addicted with food. I'm in love, but he's too crying. Cause this have the same result. The food there is different. And to people take calm when go out here from there. If you are a people that make charity, because Kardec said, out charity don't have salvation, is this. If you have all addiction, in last life, Ramatis said, all people in this world have one time of addiction. No one are free. It's rare persons that don't have addiction. Then, pay attention. Make help to other. Start to make this. It's still you don't like. Force this. It's the same that a person said to me, a teenager. Force this. If you are be free from this disturbation, force it to help other. I made and was my salvation. I can say this to you with more truth of my life. This saved me. Start to help other. With addiction, without addiction. Start help other. Help each other. In your house, start your neighbors and people that you never know. Help if necessary. But don't be help a robber, of course, please. But help who you can. Help. One time in a week, make this with no one know this. This will take you, if you are addicted, you go to other planet, other dimension, not planet, dimension. You will meet help to don't be in hands of vampires. This will turn you free from vampires in other side if you are an addict. Here, a control addict, okay? Not those that are in floor, drinking 24 hours per day, no. We must desire, only God help this poor. But if you are controlling your addiction, make the good with no one know this is the first step. This will protect you in other plane, okay? to don't be in bad hands. And second, try now in this planet. Don't wait that don't will be free from this. No, that will open the doors to your body. And you will feel so much than you feel now. Then give courage and start now. It's a second reason you must try to make this in this planet. Still you are with body. Make this. And help other. If you don't get to be free of addiction, your parents will protect you when you arrive there. If you are a good person. If you are not a selfishness and pride person. Okay? Help other ever. Make a charity to others. And you will have protection. But take space and you act to smoke until other cigarette. Enter one cigarette to other cigarette must be large the time to make this. How much you can. Start minutes, hours, days, months, and you'll be free. When you nor will perceive, you'll be free. Cause the venomous in your body will go out lently. And you can substitute in middle of this one cigarette to another. You can post the good lecture. One day gospel, other day a book you like, other day good phrases, other day you can substitute this. Put a good habit enter one smoke and another smoke, okay? It's my suggestion. I got make it one time because I have a great suffering to other person that abandoned me. I was a teenager. I said, I will give the circle up. I don't know how to say this in English. In Portuguese é dar a volta por cima. And I got it, and was a great sensation. I got it. Oh, what great security I start to feel in me that never I had. People make me how an idiot. Today, people sing that make this with me. And I left, okay. But I know, and only me, a strong control I have in my self, how to say this, in myself. And I know that it's so easy to me today, left an addict. Because I have information that I am passing to you. You will see. With this information, you will feel more easy to stop these things, venenos inside the body for nothing. And make, how to say this, make your life anesthesiated. Ooh, what suffering is this to spirit there? You can't imagine. Because all suffering will appear because their anesthesia will go out. then you will suffer. All things you don't make, you don't can make, made and don't made, this suffering. The suffering to don't have the alleviate your addiction, second suffering a lot, and all shagas in your spiritual body. If you have, and if you don't turn enslaved by others, then please, my first things, control your addiction, control. 2, start to make good to others around you, still with addiction. Go to the spirit center, help there. If people don't let you help there, go to church. They will, there you will can help people. In Spiritism, have a great house in São Paulo from people that are in need with his head. People are blocked in head because they birth this way. You can be volunteer in various institutions in São Paulo to help, to talk with others, to play an instrument to others. Children that are in terminal stage from cancer, go to visit them. You don't will smoke in there, of course, but you will can be a voluntary. Make this, you will transform your life. Okay? This is my way that I thrill this way all my life. And I can say to you, is function marvelous. Until the next. Have a good final week. Thank you, your presence.